Hope all's well. This is Web3 Dev's video submission to dev post on our hackathon for payID. Had a lot of fun doing this and just want to thank everybody for helping us in the channels. We greatly appreciated that. We originally started down as a group creating a Dwala payID app. However, we realized very quickly that non-geeks were not going to be able to use this app. So we broke into two teams. Team A can continue down the Dwala app and they'll submit in a different post. But Team B, which consists of James, Jersey, and Brian, we went down and trying to solve the issues of non-geeks being able to create, edit, and delete their own payID servers and information. We had a lot of fun doing this again, and we feel that we accomplished some really cool things that we're going to show you here. I'm James. I took the initiative to create a DigitalOcean droplet for a one-click install for both payID 1 and something we're calling payID 2. Also showing you how to use Gravity Forms with WordPress to create your payIDs, which I feel is a non-geekish way to accomplish that. We understand that Gravity Forms cost money, so Brian took a different route and created a native WordPress plugin. And what's kind of cool about his is he found a way to use shortcodes, again, a non-geekish way to publish after you create your payIDs using 2.0. And then Jersey went off the rails and created a payID 2.0 server with a React app that we'll show you, which I think we had a lot of fun doing there too. So first, basically wanted to show you the droplets we created for DigitalOcean, traditional Pay 1.0, and again payID 2.0. We submitted these to DigitalOcean, so once they're approved, someone will be able to come create droplets, go into the marketplace and be able to add them. There is a script that they'll be able to add their domain name, and then once they update their DNS and point it to that droplet, they will see something like this, depending on if they do 1.0 or 2.0. So 1.0, you already know, they'll see these three icons here, and then with 2.0 they'll have two additional icons that I'll show later on. 1.0, what we did is we configured Gravity Forms to connect to it. So you see here we created a form, and if you're familiar with Gravity Forms, it's a very powerful tool. You can do a whole bunch of logic, you can do repeaters. It's really, we really love Gravity Forms and the power that it has behind it. We created a we installed a plugin for Gravity Forms to be able to add third-party feeds, and here you'll basically see that we are posting this to the admin and showing how to just basically copy and paste, map it to the fields that you created, and then once you finish with this, you have the ability to preview, and then in the dev post link we also have a full page of where we put this. So again, a little bit of logic here. Once they submit it, they'll get approval, and that's how a non-geek can use Gravity Forms to essentially post it. Brian, in dev post, you'll see down at the bottom we have a link here for you to see that. We also have a link here for the native WordPress plugin, and then we also have the pay setup, which we'll go over how we submitted the pay 2.0. So saying that, here's 2.0. We're really happy and proud of some of the things we've accomplished here. If we take a look at the server in the background, you'll see we have a number of Dockers running here, as well as the traditional endpoints for the 1.0 server. We have a proxy as well as authentication built in. You'll see the information again in the dev post there. We also put in on the payID setup all the information for each one of these Docker, and kind of described what each one of them is doing, and then some screenshots here for you as well. So, Jersey created a web app with the proxy using 2.0. So, if we go to the admin section, you'll see that we have the ability to create a user, add an address, pull down, add ACH if you want. You can add another address. Let's do Ripple. And then save it. And then here you'll see that you have the ability to delete it. You can add some more. You'll notice that some of these API calls aren't in the native 1.0. That's the proxy actually working. So I think Jersey did a really amazing job of transcribing or taking different calls that we needed and then posting it to the Postgres server that you guys have in the background. The other option is in the public side. So you'll notice that here is the new one that we created. You see all the information, and people have the ability to pull directly from the server. The other interesting thing is, again, the authentication is also authorization, so you can do a lot of interesting things, not only for permissions but role-based authorization. And then because of the proxy, you have the ability to just pull from one URL, so you don't have to use different headers. So that is pretty much the gist of all the things that we've accomplished. I'm going to post the link for this once it gets up to YouTube and submit. So thanks again, guys, and hope you enjoy, and looking forward to the results.